The Joe Rogan Experience.
I heard that if you can get an inland sea salt, it's better because it's not like it doesn't have as many potential toxins that you're going to find in like ocean sea salt.
Mercury, things along those lines. Yeah, that's what the idea about Himalayan sea salt is, right? Because it's no real fucking sea in the Himalayas.
Right, yeah.
Right? I mean, is it called Himalayan sea salt, or am I just making that up? Or is it Himalayan salt?
I think it's sea salt, right?
Yeah.
The pink Himalayan sea salt?
Right.
Yeah.
But how is it sea salt? Explain that. How does that work? Was it an older sea?
I wonder
like
if that's
like,
what it is, and it's just like these big salt. Oh, it is just salt? Okay.
Oh, it's just Himalayan salt? No?
It both comes up.
Oh, yeah, I think I've heard it.
Like an old sea that's no longer there, and they just have the big salt deposits
Right,
left over.
like that's what a lot of Montana is, the Great Western Inland Sea. You know, like millions of years ago. Like they find seashells in Montana.
Yeah.
Which is just fucking bonkers.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was in Utah earlier in the year, and I can't remember where we were, just out of Salt Lake, and apparently that used to be underwater too, and like they'll find like shark teeth and stuff like that around there. Like, and you're up on this like trail, and there's no water in sight.
Think about that next time you see some asshole that would spend $10 million on a house on the beach.
Yeah.
Like, what makes you think that's going to stay there,
he's
man?
Gonna pay for that eventually.
Yeah, that is not going to be here. Something's going to be different in the future. It's always been that way. Like, there's no permanent like place where the water is or the water isn't.
Yeah, it is funny how we think of that though, where it's like we see the map now and we're like, oh, okay, this is just how it is, and it's like, maybe not.
Well, look at Pangea. You know, things change pretty goddamn radically. What's up, Jamie?
I don't know the accuracy of this, but I just found this.
Okay. Himalayan sea salt is a gourmet salt with a slightly misleading name. It doesn't come from the Himalayan mountains. Oh, Jesus. And it doesn't come from a sea. These motherfuckers. However, it's definitely a sea salt. So it's not a total misnomer. Himalayan salt actually refers to exclusively to Pakistani rock salt. That used to be sea salt hundreds of millions of years ago. So why don't we call it Pakistan? If I was Pakistani, I'd be pissed.
Mad, yeah.
Like, these motherfuckers are stealing our shine.
You forget Jesus, you gay people.
No.
Dude.
You think that's what he said?
That's exactly what he said.
Let me hear that again. Damn.
That's exactly.
You know what? Pause for a second. I'm going to be honest.
You thought that?
I'm going to be honest. I did a little bit. I was like, wait, no.
Because he lines it up with what's wrong with you, America? What's wrong with you people?
Here's the problem. He said forget. Pretty clear. That's what fucked me up.
You forget.
Right, but
you
a guy
forget
like
Jesus.
that who barely
you believe
speaks.
in gay Jesus.
Is that really what he said?
Yeah. Play that shit again, bro.
Oh, no. Cut it off, Jamie.
What happened to you, USA?
Okay.
What happened to you?
Hold on.
What's going on? You forget for the best of the best of the world.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
You forget the best.
Yeah.
USA.
Yeah.
You forget the best in the world.
Forget. Go ahead.
Best of the world. The name is Jesus Christ. What happened to you?
What happened to you?
Come, USA.
What come?
Go back for you. Go for Jesus. Not forget Jesus. People.
Not for gay Jesus people.
Maybe not forget Jesus. It's like, what happened to you not forget Jesus? It wasn't like there was some gay thing that was going on that he was commenting on.
No, I know.
He could have easily, but he's so bad at English.
He's so bad.
It easily could be, don't forget Jesus. He said, go for Jesus, don't forget Jesus.
The only problem is he goes, what's wrong with you, USA? What's wrong with you? You forget the number one, Jesus. What's wrong with you? Go back. Don't forget Maybe
Jesus.
it's don't forget Jesus.
But he says don't forget, right? One more time.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Here, we're breaking this down.
Closed captioning.
First of all, pause for a second. You got to remember, he just got hit in the head a gang of times, right? I mean, what fight was this? Do we remember? And look, he's got John 3:16 or 3:18 on a bandana around his head. He's got a Bible quote on his fucking head.
Go for Jesus, not for gay Jesus, people.
Go for Jesus, not forget Jesus.
Yeah, not
you forget.
You forget Jesus.
It
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Period.
Yeah,
no matter what
for him
to
say not for gay Jesus, that doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Because no one's saying Jesus
is
is gay.
No. There's no rumors.
He's saying don't forget Jesus.
We might have just started a rumor about Jesus being gay. Imagine if we were the first ones after all these years. This is what I heard about Jesus, and then it becomes like everybody's talking about it. Like Yoel was. There was a scroll. He really was gay.
Shut Rogan down. Shut Schaub down.
Jesus was gay. Of course, he loves everybody.
Let's look at 2 randomized controlled trials. See, these are not observational studies.
Okay.
the first found that increasing red meat consumption by replacing carbohydrates in the diet of individuals without anemia actually reduced markers of inflammation.
Sorry, replacing what? Sorry, carbohydrates. I missed what you said. Sorry.
So, Jamie, if you want to pull this, these are all on the website kresser.co/gamechangers, but that study is called "Increased Lean Red Meat Intake Does Not Elevate Markers of Oxidative Stress and Inflammation in Humans."
I believe the study exists. I mean, that doesn't...
So these are RCTs, randomized. Yeah. So they're actually controlling it instead of just looking at observational data, which is subject to healthy user bias. These are 2 RCTs. Studies. So that's one study, and then there's another RCT in women with anemia. Inflammation markers on a diet high in red meat were not significantly different from those on a diet high in oily fish. And then there are also numerous studies of paleo diets, which contain meat and other types of animal protein and show that they decrease markers of inflammation, including CRP. Yeah. There's randomized controlled trials showing reductions in interleukin-6 and also in tumor necrosis factor alpha in these diets. So all of this suggests it's not the meat, it's what you eat with the meat that makes the difference. So we have studies of eating chlorophyll-rich green vegetables decreases the formation of N-nitroso compounds with meat. Correct. We have lots of studies showing that when you eat plants along with the meat, then you don't see the effects that you might see if you're just eating crap standard American diet.
I agree. So it offsets like so if an animal foods creates oxidative stress, you have it with the plant foods, and that would have the antioxidants, and that would offset it. Is that basically?
It's a little more complicated than that.
Yeah, I think it is more complicated than that.
But that's one mechanism.
As I said last time, and as I've always argued, I'm not a proponent of the carnivore diet. I'm not a low carb guy. I'm not a keto guy. My fundamental argument is just that the optimal human diet contains both plant and animal foods. And this focus on individual food components or macronutrients like protein or fat or carbohydrate, we've gotten too much. It's called nutritionism. It's just focusing on these individual elements and ignoring the overall pattern of diet quality, which is the most important thing. And that's what a lot of the more recent studies are showing. When you look at the diet pattern and diet quality overall, that's what actually makes a difference in terms of health and lifespan. Not how much of this fat, how much of that fat, whether there's red meat or white meat or fish or whatever. It's the pattern.
Should we talk about like some conspiracy theories or something? Epstein didn't kill himself.
I don't think he did.
Nope.
I think he might not have.
Maybe this.
What are the odds that he did? If you had a bet.
If I was in Vegas.
If I wanted to give you odds, like, hey.
The odds he did.
Come on, Matt. $100.
10%. 10% is where I've got it. I don't want to say it's like 0, but I think it's like 10%. I think it's low.
So would you plunk down $100 on 10-1 odds that he did kill himself?
No.
The opposite.
I would do the opposite.
Odds.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You'd want more than 10-1 that he did kill himself.
No. I think there's only a 10% chance he killed himself.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with these numbers here. I'm making it confusing.
I don't know however you're converting it to odds, it's falling apart.
I get it.
Sorry.
I get it. It doesn't seem
I'm gonna go
likely.
with no way though.
It doesn't seem likely.
No.
That's just crazy that you could still do that.
Did you see the Ford electric car?
Epstein suicide guards say they're scapegoats for a broken system.
Well, that's a defense. The defense is just we were incompetent, not we killed him.
Dude, who knows?
There is some fucking weird shit going on in our country right now.
Behind the scenes, man. What's going on behind the scenes? That somebody could sneak somebody in to kill somebody if that's what happened. What's going on?
Oh, that's an inside person. They don't just sneak somebody in. That person's already inside. The cameras are off, bro.
That's crazy.
Fuck.
The cameras were
off.
The
cameras were off.
Whoops, sorry.
Yeah. The cameras, come on. Bro, I have cameras at my house. They're never fucking off. Come on.
When the cameras are off, too, I've heard repeated a few times, but not more recently, that there was screaming being heard from his cell, that someone heard screaming.
Yeah.
That's not stopped being repeated now. So I don't know what happened.
Dude.
Bro, we live in a fucking crazy world.
Yeah, that's dark.
I don't know. Hi.
Hey, it's just that's probably the biggest public conspiracy theory that most people believe in.
Do you think most people believe it was a hit?
I would say most people. When you get there, do you feel like everything's right? Like when you finally got to your place and you finally started, when you walked 60 miles out there and started living, did you finally feel like, I'm in my spot, this is where I'm supposed to be?
Oh, yeah.
Like you knew?
I had literally been planning to do exactly that in the Brooks Range for 7 years. Like, that's what I was doing every day, was preparing to do that.
Wow. But what was it about it that was so compelling? Like, why was that a thing that you were so drawn to?
Because when I was living in the woods before that, when I was in the teepee in Vermont, every single day I'd wake up with a smile on my face. I'd just be excited what was going on. Get up, look out, see the fog coming up off the water on the lake. You know, oh, wow, there's something over there. There's a loon, whatever it is. I was just excited about what was going on out there, and I just felt really connected to it. And there are a lot of really positive aspects to being out in the woods. I mean, just the physical part. Like, I like to stay in shape. I like to be active, and you can't help but be active out there. You can't help but stay in shape. I like the diet. I mean, once I started eating animals I killed myself and food that I collected myself, you know, plant food too, it was, that was the best food I ever ate in my life. When I ate that first moose I killed, I mean, I never had anything better.
It's a crazy way to live, man. It's interesting because most people would tell you, hey, you got to get a job. Like, you gotta be a normal person. You can't just go out there and live.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I told him. I said, I'm going to make a career out of this. Now, I didn't know exactly how it was going to play out, but I was always confident that it was a valuable thing to do and that it would not only benefit me, but in the long run, that I would be able to share this with people and that it would pay off. And it did. It just took time.